Welcome back everyone. We've hired for one whole week a boat on the Norfolk Broads. So join me as we go around and see all of the highlights that the Broads has to offer. We've come to Hoveton Greatboard Nature Reserve. What makes this nature reserve absolutely amazing is you can only access it by boat. So unless you get a day boat, or you own a boat, or you've got a hire boat, you're not coming here. And I think that makes it really special. I think it's my favourite nature reserve in Norfolk. Actually, maybe my favourite nature reserve?
Yeah,
it might be my favourite nature reserve I've ever been to.
Oh, that's cool. I've never been, so I'm looking forward to it.
I've been a few times and it's actually pretty nice.
It's really nice.
Little walk around it and everything.
Yeah, we're told there's a lot of dragonflies out at the moment. There's sometimes osprey here.
There's also some butterflies I've heard. And what was the other thing?
She said she saw osprey.
Yeah.
She said some
There wasn't. She listed a few different things.
Yeah.
There is a board in there, we can have
Yes.
the pussy in there. But yeah, let's have a look at the nature reserve. I've been avoiding these as we go around, thinking they're stinger nettles. And they're fen nettles. They still can sting, just not as badly as a stinger nettle. And they're only found in a few places in Britain. So about halfway around the trail, we just got to the bird hide and seen the turn platform out there with no turns on. And this is where the ranger warned us they'll start to be flooded. So if we come down here, we've already seen another group turn back the other way. We've been told to have waterproof shoes. And apparently it's going to get deeper and deeper until about 3 PM as the tide comes in. So we'll see if we can brave it all the way around to the dry bit on the other side. Okay, I was going to say, it only goes to there and then it's dry again. It's not actually a big deal, and I don't get why the other group turned back.
Because they fell.
Yeah, not being judgy, but being a tiny bit judgy there. Like, that is a tiny bit of water. I was expecting a much worse flood than that, I must admit.
She said it was a bit, it's not that much.
Yeah. Still appreciate her warning us, but yeah, that wasn't a big deal. I was visiting a much bigger section. And we're through! We survived the flood! While we were in the bird hide, we saw the cormorant, a load of gulls and things. I looked out the window downwards to try and get some shots of some dragonflies, and there was a little field mouse running around. Unfortunately, none of us managed to get a shot of it because it quickly ran into the reed bed, but still quite cute to see. So we were just watching some butterflies up in the tree behind us, and then Paul's like, oh, there's a bird flying over, what's that? I whipped the binoculars out, and it's the osprey. There's a couple of osprey here. Obviously incredibly rare bird of prey, but it was just flying over. It took me a while to identify it, we had to get a silhouette out, because you could see a black silhouette flying over, but yeah, with the wings of an osprey. That was really cool, well done. I promised whoever, if anyone saw an osprey, I'd buy them dinner.
I wasn't dinner, I was there.
So I whispered.
But you didn't see it, so I
saw
opened
it.
You didn't. That's cheating. I meant the person who saw it first.
I mean, I saw it.
They've installed a periscope so you can see underwater. That's epic.
They did say periscope, but I didn't know what it was.
This is new. This wasn't here last time.
Periscope.
Yeah. This is what you can see in the periscope. There's no fish in the moment. I did see a fish a minute ago though. That's a reed you can see going down the side. That brings us to the end of the nature trail. Honestly, I think this is like a hidden gem on the Broads. It's so easy to go past it on a boat. It's only got like space for like 3 or 4 boats at the front. But it's really worth a trip because it's not a massive nature reserve, but because so few people come here, it's very peaceful, very quiet. There's a bird hide, you can see lots of dragonflies and things. It's very remote, and the broad on the other side they actually go to, boats aren't allowed into. It's a very protected natural broad. So you've got lily pads growing in there and things as well, which is really nice. But yeah, a place to go on the Broads, just opposite Sailhouse Broad, this one, is definitely worth stopping off for that little hidden gem.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and you have like birds flying just in front of you, just like this. It was really cool.
And watch your herons. We've had like, what, 3 or 4 herons just come right over our heads. Next to us. Time that you wish I had the camera running, because it was really, really cool.
Just have to trust us.
Yeah. But yeah, the herons go. Actually, even when we were more than Sailhouse one, the herons have just become really close today. Yeah. We've seen loads.
2 of them flew over the front of the boat. That was
yeah.
quite cool.
Yeah. So the herons just clearly like people at the moment. But yeah, that was Great Hoveton Broad Nature Reserve. One thing I forgot to mention is if you don't have access to a day boat, your own boat, or not on holiday, they do a little boat tour you can get. So they do a little shuttle service to the reserve, so you can still get here using that. And also they've got an Instagram, which I will leave a link to in the bottom. It's always nice to see what's going on here. Continuing our trip along the Broads, we've come to St Benet's Abbey, also known as the icon of the Broads. This is the only abbey in Britain to have survived King Henry VIII's Reformation. There is a board at the front with a nice map showing what they think the abbey used to look like. And you can see around the corner some wetland areas where it used to be a fishery. So people who lived in the abbey used to fish there. But I'm sure some of you are thinking, keep saying abbey, but most of what you can see is a windmill. And in the Georgian era, a man came along, saw the remains of the gatehouse, and thought it would be a brilliant place to build his windmill, and used the gatehouse as the structure to start his windmill around. You can normally go inside the windmill, but during a routine inspection they found some loose brickwork, so it's no longer safe to enter here at the moment until they repair it. But it is quite cool in there. You can see the old gate entrance through the middle. There's very little left of the abbey. These are the walls, and the cross is where the altar used to be.
And we have our team who are like praying for the boat not to sink.
It's not gonna sink, we're all good. I don't know how well it's gonna show on the camera. Behind the abbey, there's a church in the distance. And that church has a little hole in the wall that faces this direction. And basically the idea was if there was ever a problem in the abbey, they could light some beacon fires, and the vicar of that church could see them and light his fires, and it would relay a signal all the way back to Norwich to get help for the abbey. This bench here has little buttons on it, and you can get stories and songs about the Abbey.
Welcome to St Benet's Abbey. I'm Graham James, the Bishop of Norwich and also the Abbot of St Benet's. It's a unique combination in the Church of England that the title of the abbot was not suppressed at the Reformation but continues into the present day.
We've headed over to Potter Heigham for the yearly light boat display they do here. So it's coming from Ludham down to Potter Heigham. Should arrive here about 7:30, and that's when the lights get turned on, and it heads back towards Ludham that way. You can see the bridge just behind me over there. And we're going to hopefully go find a spot on another bridge over there, because that's crowded over there already. I'm really glad we found out about this and took the time to come here to watch that. I was really impressed with what they did with those boats, especially the first Queen one with like fairy wings and all that. Oh, that was really good.
The dragon as well with the noise.
Actually, yeah, that was really nice. It was roaring.
But even like the yachts.
Yes.
Like, because it's really tall, so they
Yeah.
do the lights really well, as if it's like sailing. And
Yeah.
they were like really impressive ones.
Yeah.
But even the small ones, they were really, a lot of effort was put
Yeah,
in.
all colour
They
and whatnot.
couldn't be as impressive because they were not as big a boats.
Yeah, that's it.
But they were still like really cool to see.
Yeah, I like them, yeah. You were saying the yachts there, that first yacht, it was the first, I'm sure it's the first one. There was none of the sails up, but they had the lights come down so it looked like the sails up. I think there was actually being another one later on that was
There were a
more
few.
colourful. Yeah, but I really liked that. That was really good. Yeah. Yeah, no, if you're ever in Potterheim or in Norfolk when this is on, I don't know if it's still the same time each year. I've never heard it before this year. I'll
We
definitely
hope
come
so,
back though.
because we will definitely come back.
Yeah, there's definitely been multiple in the past, but I don't know if there's going to be like more at the same time of year if they do them at other points in the year. But I'll definitely have to come back and see this again because I really liked that. That was really good.
Yeah, it was good. It was really lovely.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable. For our next stop on the Broads, we've come to Great Yarmouth. Now you obviously go to sea life here, you've got all the seafront, you can go down the arcades, but we are stopping at the model village today. Let's go have a look.
May I point out that no equestrian traces can be found in any of our high quality products. Haha.
So that's the model village. It takes about what, an hour to go around? A bit longer?
A little bit
Hour
longer,
and a
maybe,
half?
here
Yeah.
and now. Depends on how much you like the exhibits.
Yeah.
I say exhibits, but models.
Models, yeah. I think Paul's most entertained by some buttons that either make the exhibits do things or make sound play, some audio over them.
Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not, but it's worth clicking.
Yeah.
If there's a button, I'm going to push it.
Exactly. Some of them are quite funny. There's lots of little sort of adult jokes among some of the
Models.
models. Yeah, that's it, yeah. There's also quite a lot of signs up there saying they're adding stuff to it though. I think some of the old ones have been taken when others are added. There's a really nice house at the beginning that they're actually currently still building and painting, so you see all the floors up on it. That's perhaps I think my favourite
Also
model.
noticed, obviously I think you've noticed as well, the Banksies that have been placed
Yes.
around. That's quite interesting. Not because obviously I know of Banksy, I know of his work, but to see it in a model village.
Yeah, model forms, yeah.
It's sort of like, I know that there's, I mean you'll probably see it in the video anyway, but there's the one that's encased in like
In
a
the build,
plastic,
yeah.
and I'm thinking, well, what's that to do with? And then you look at the front and it's all Banksy and it's meant
Yeah.
to represent one of his works of
Yeah.
art, I'm guessing, or something.
Yeah. I think we missed a few of them because they're all bits around with like a bee. And we were like, what are the bees about? I think the bees were showing where there's Banksies hidden around, and after that they became more noticeable because we realised that.
So they're miniature Banksies.
Yeah,
Quite
it's quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like them.
Yeah, and also if you get a ticket, and the ticket lasts a whole week, so you just keep coming back if you want to come in with...
Take pictures,
Yeah.
bring family, depends on, well, probably not bring family, but...
Yeah, pop in and out. But yeah, I liked it. It's just alright. It's, let's say, hour and a half, you're in Yarmouth. Great to come and have a look. Had to be a bit quiet this morning, so we're up quite early. We tried getting through Breydon Water yesterday, but by the time we got to Great Yarmouth, the tide was already coming up and we were 3 inches too big to fit under the bridge. So we're up with the tide this morning to get under there now. So the tide's nearly all the way out. You can still see it flowing behind me a little bit there. But yeah, in the next few minutes we're going to be untying, heading through Breydon Water to get through that low bridge. We have now come to the Hardley Mill. This mill was restored by a local group and it's open on Saturdays, Sundays and Mondays. We're here a little bit early at the moment, we're just waiting for someone to turn up. But yeah, then you can go in, have a look around. Last time I was here, they let you go all the way to the top and actually out onto the cap. This is what the mill looked like before they restored it. There's a whole little museum going through the restoration from 1985 until 2007. We're at the very top of the windmill. So that's the Hardley Windmill. I'm really glad we went here. The volunteers turned up and gave us an amazing talk going up there. It's so informative. You got it all operating and going. You can see all the stuff inside going. I'm not going to tell you a huge amount about the history of it or what you learn inside, because I think you should come here and learn it yourself. It's only a short tour, but you go all the way to the top and actually onto the cap. Yeah, it's really fascinating learning how they work.
Seeing how it was all built up as well.
Yeah.
And then maintenance too. What it was for before as well and everything.
Yeah, 'cause it drained all of these fields next to us. All of that would be underwater, it's all below river level.
And the inside is impressive as well.
Yeah, yeah, it is gorgeous in there. But I think, you know, not long ago that was just a husk of a building, just the brickwork. You know, the cap came off and everything, and they had to rebuild it all the wood and all that, put it all back on. And they put it now to a functioning windmill, and I hope they keep it functioning for a long time, because not many of these left on the Broads, and they're kind of an icon.
Definitely. I think as well, like if you're worried a little bit about the inside, it is a little bit tiny and stuff, but
Yeah.
I think there's space. You just need to wash your head most of the time. But yeah, I didn't feel like I feel scared normally, like when I go in clock towers or stuff like that with the stairs, because they're so narrow and things like this. So I get a bit vertigo, although, or claustrophobia, I guess. But I didn't feel like that at all in here. I think the stairs are quite. It's small, like small stairs
Yeah, it's
each
like
way.
like a little bit like I was doing a step up the stairs and a ladder. But they're quite steep, but fine. Apart from the last two, which actually are ladders.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, I think it's suitable for more people probably because
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that.
But they said they changed it. They added 2 additional floors that didn't used to be there at the top, just because it used to be a huge ladder, vertical ladder, just to the roof. And they thought a lot of older people who don't like climbing ladders aren't going to want to do that. So they had 2 sort of mini floors, just so you could do like shorter ladders up to be able to get to the roof.
So yeah. Cool.
Well worth a visit, guys. Well worth a visit.
And then you can go for a short walk in the surroundings as well.
Yeah.
Some people just came biking from London.
Yeah, they came in from bike down this trail. Apparently it's quite a bumpy bike ride, but they came here by bike rather than boat. Or I think you can get here by car. You must do, because the volunteer got here by car.
Yeah, you can.
So yeah, somehow. God knows how, but you can. So this is Toad Hole Cottage. The cottage used to be lived in by a family who worked the river and land around here for the people who lived in the big manor house up on the hill. It's still kept in good condition to show what it looked like when they were living here with their equipment and show you the bedrooms upstairs. So it's all very interesting. It's a great little museum. It's just sort of stepping into history. You can see how they used to live and like the space they had for like the workers around here. So it's a brilliant place to come visit. It's really small, free entry. Only takes 10 minutes to walk around the whole thing, but it is a fantastic little museum. And there's also a photo album in here showing life around the area. A lot of those photos are obviously from the family who owned the manor house rather than people who worked the land. And when the family who worked the land and the rivers finally left, the cottage was given to the children of the people who lived in the manor house as sort of a playhouse. And actually the wiri at the front was built as a birthday present for one of them as well. And there are gardens around it. So there's a new garden. They've got a little chessboard in there you can play, but it shows you, a modern take on a garden and herb garden, but also a garden that shows more the kind of plants that they would have grown back then.
Darren is currently taking charge of somebody else's boat to help them moor in. He boarded their boat and has taken their helm and has taken them out, turned them round, and he's bringing them in backwards. He's doing quite well. I don't know how this went, but it seems to be going quite well.
Our next stop on the Broads is Ranworth, a nice little village. There's lots to do here. There's a little shop you can get supplies at, you can refill with water if you're on a boat. There's a pub over here, the Maltsters, and there's also a nature reserve and a church, which is what we're here to do today. But my advice, if you do come here by boat, there are very limited mooring spaces, so it's best to get here early when people are leaving so you can slot in and grab one. Otherwise you might be out waiting in the Broad for a while. The nature reserve has a really nice shop at the end of it, which is sort of like a bird hide observation area, an upper deck area, you can look out the windows with binoculars, there's bird books available, a little museum-y section. It's really nice, one of my favourite nature reserves on the Broads. Maybe not my favourite, Great Hickling I think is still my favourite, but this is certainly a close second. St Helens Church is an absolutely beautiful historic church. One of the amazing things about it is you can climb all the way to the top of the tower, which is what we're going to do now. Well, sadly that brings us to the end of our week on the Broads. It's been an amazing week. There's so much to see and do here. It's so tranquil and beautiful. Like, it's just amazing. So much peace. I've done multiple holidays on the Broads before, and I think I will just keep doing them. It's just so lovely to come here, and I highly recommend it. But I hope to see you for the next one, guys. Bye!